So basically, this is what we got, a $200 million budget. So I would have loved a lot more, but I mean, they only gave us 200 million.
It's not like Florentino Perez, it's not short of a dime or two.
So we have to decide on a manager. We have to sell one starter. And you can sign up to 3 players. You don't have to go all 3, but you can sign up to 3 players.
Well, I need somebody else to enter the fray, and I know a lot of people are going to be focused here on this guy because Mourinho is a serial winner, but I'm also a firm believer in if we've seen it, tried it, and it hasn't worked out, then never return to your ex because there's a reason as to why y'all broke up. So this, even though on paper it looks good, we need to start something fresh, need something new. We need a little bit of energy, a little bit of va-va-voom. When I see va-va-voom, I want to make sure that my key player is seen to. Kylian Mbappe needs to be at the focal point of everything that Real Madrid are going to do going forward. And who knows better how to unlock Kylian Mbappe than this guy, Didier Deschamps. Now, you're talking about a serial winner. He's, of course, won the World Cup at the highest level, but also it's the finals that he's been to, the establishment that he's said. And also think about the players that he's managed. From their dressing room walk-ins, from the ego, from the fashion shows, all the way through. There is nobody that understands how to manage this moment and manage these players better than him. And when you think about it, I know there's conversations around whether or not he's actually good enough in terms of the pragmatic style that he has. But I need people to focus on something. He wins games, he wins trophies, and they do score goals. The net spend is going to be something that's always going to be a conversation, but I got 200 million to play with now. Florentino Perez, call me, because when I turn around and make sure that Didier Deschamps is at the helm, we're going to be having a much better conversation. Now, I know I need to get one major departure, so I'm going to have that conversation in the middle, but I want you to understand something. This is a pressure point for me when it comes to Real Madrid. I don't see enough in the midfield. So this is where our focus needs to be. How do we get back to dictating games like we did with Toni Kroos and, of course, Luka Modric in that midfield? And how do we solidify back here? Well, the first person that I'm going to turn around and make sure I bring in is Ramon, because it's nice and easy. We already know in terms of the relationship that's been there, in terms of with what he's going to do and where he's at now with Como. Cesc Fabregas seems to unlock a level of confidence within him, and the buyback is nice and easy. So we're not dipping too far into that budget. But the other parts that I need people to turn around and focus on is, when I said we're going to focus on the midfield, this is where my departure is going to be. Now I know. Trust me, there's not many people that's a bigger fan of Camavinga than myself, but he's been unhappy in terms of the minutes. He hasn't been consistent. I remember big mistakes against both Girona and, of course, Mallorca that's cost Real Madrid in their title race. I think it's time for a restart. It'd be good for him, it'd be good for Real Madrid, it'd be good for myself. Now, looking at Sofascore rating, if you're going to be in the centre midfield for Real Madrid and you're going to play 40 games, as far as I'm concerned, you need to be scoring and assisting way more. Your Sofascore rating is not where we need it to be. Anything that's in the amber is not a win for a team that's in a rebuild and needs to be pushing forward. And most importantly, if you're going to get 40 games, I need to know that you're going to dominate those 40 games. So my 200 million to play with, you know, I've already said it, I've already flirted with it. I need Ramon in the centre-half position because it's a nice, easy win. He's a 6'5" centre-half that really understands the stature of the club, really had a test at it, and him coming back into the situation, this right here makes me feel like that's my future. I can build off that. With Rudiger, of course, supporting and Militao still being there, this lets me know that that is the basis for where Real Madrid want to go from here. The centre midfield is what I need to work on. So I'm going to go and get myself 2 absolute stars in there. First player I'm going to get in there. He's already flirted with me, so I'm going to flirt with him back. Shout out to Rodri. You already know that. I want to make sure that you're in that midfield, demonstrating. You already proved you're a serial winner. We'll come and win on the biggest stage. But every team, every summer, I've been looking forward to Real Madrid going and signing that Golazo. Of course, that major signing. That one that makes everybody go, whoa, they're back. And Vitinha right here. This is the signing of the summer for Real Madrid. Is it going to cost a lot of money? Yes. Is it probably going to cost me north of 100 million? Yes. But what he can give me for the next 10 years, probably only Luka Modric has given me in the past. I've got about 10 million to spare with all of this flirting, all of these new incomings. I'm just going to make sure that, you know, you do the charitable thing and give a nice little donation to a charitable cause. We just give it away in terms of 10 million. That's how confident we are all the way through, because if you add these into the mix in terms of Real Madrid's new midfield, and shout out to the fact that I just wanted to include Adam Wharton just because he is that good, that gives me an air of confidence that Real Madrid can go back into where they need to be, the upper echelons and the finalists of all competitions, and most importantly, challenging for La Liga.
Florentino, don't listen to JayDee. He has no idea what he's doing. I'm going to tell you how to build Real Madrid. So, listen, I think we do agree, JayDee, about the manager. Deschamps, for me, it's less about what he did at Marseille, what he did at Juve, and before that, Monaco. By the way, I think people forget he was managing in a Champions League final with Monaco, ends up losing to Jose Mourinho's Porto. But Deschamps is a player that has won Champions League multiple times with different teams, that can step into that dressing room and command it. Because right now, there's so much power to the players. And Florentino Perez hasn't picked the right guy to walk into that dressing room and manage egos. More than anything else, that's what needs to happen at Real Madrid. We know that, right? And it's been too soft from Xabi Alonso. Vinicius going like that in a Clásico. That was a moment, that was a huge break. I think the real moment where everything went down the wrong path was when Florentino and the club empowered Vini to walk away from the Ballon d'Or ceremony. From that moment on, we've seen a different Vini. So I'm choosing Deschamps, and I'm selling Vini for that matter. The entitlement, the off-the-field issues, more than anything, Mbappe and Vini playing together hasn't worked. And we know that the prized possession of this team, because of the goals, has been Mbappe. So Vini, goals and assists and games played. Yes, you're gonna get good output, but we've seen Vini be much better, and we've seen Vini be much better without Mbappe. But then you would say, you then get rid of Mbappe. But let's be real, Real Madrid's not getting rid of Mbappe. Vini hasn't signed his new contract yet. If there's a time to get rid of him, it's now. So my left back position is open. Alvaro Carreras has not been good. They need to reinforce that side. And Ferland Mendy has been pretty unreliable because of his health. So I've got Trent. I've got Militao. I've got Rudiger. That's a solid back line if we can stay healthy. And you know who I'm going to go get? The best left back in the world, Nuno Mendes. From PSG. If PSG don't get it done, maybe he's going to want to refresh a little bit. And why not go to Real Madrid? And then I've got Tchouaméni in the midfield. Obviously, Camavinga, he's not had a great season. He's not going to be starting, maybe even getting rid of him. But then you got the likes of Valverde, Bellingham, Arda, Mbappe. You need a rhythm maker. That has been the glaringly, massively missing component to all of Real Madrid. Who's going to give them their music? Who's going to give them the tempo? That, it's so obvious that JayDee and I picked the same guy. It's going to be Rodri. Post Manchester City, where is he going to go? He has already flirted with it. And you know what? I've got 185 million. No, that can't be. I got to have less because I bought Nuno Mendes, right? But regardless, I thought I was going to have a lot more money left over. This is my Real Madrid team, JayDee. This is what I've got. Solid back line, Rodri giving me tempo, and I think more than ever, there's not going to be any battle of egos. Mbappe, Didier Deschamps. You think I'm going to get rid of Mbappe when Didier Deschamps is my manager? Absolutely not.
There's no way at all. Like, you know that Mbappe will be smiling if Didier comes through the doors. But I will say something, though. Think about how similar our team is. We have the same manager. We asked for the same holding midfielder. I actually even circled a left back because I do believe
Carreras is not been up to the expectation.
Fran Garcia, the list could go on in terms of just the spell that they have. I don't mind. We even went to the same club for shopping.
Yeah.
But I would say something. I do believe that they're missing something. That Tchouaméni and Camavinga hasn't driven fear into anybody's heart in the Champions League for a long while.
You know what's my adjustment
needs to change in the middle of Real Madrid's team.
Can I tell you the adjustment? Then you make it a 4-3-3 and you go Rodri, Bellingham, Güler. You can drop Tchouaméni if you want. You move Mbappe as a left wing where he likes to play.
Whoa!
And
you are not pushing Kylian that wide.
No, but naturally. And then you have a striker like you remember how Joselu, they bought Joselu, and Joselu was all of a sudden
just letting it off.
What's Joselu gonna do? And he played such a critical role in that. And if you want, you can move an Mbappe out on the left because he's gonna drift there naturally.
I like this, even our face grab. Hey, Florentino, tell us who you want to call, because I think both of these two teams have potential. You didn't even use all of your budget because you believe that Real Madrid still have enough bases, so you could have added another player if you wanted to.
Bro, you're getting Endrick. You can forget about the striker. You can put Endrick. You've got Masantuono still in there. You've got Nico Paz coming back.
I like this.
A lot of firepower.
I like this. Nico, stand next to so the people can understand. Like, you let them choose, right?
Florentino, llámame. Hey, thanks for watching this video from Numbers Don't Lie. Be sure to catch our show every Monday at 5 p.m. on YouTube. And for news and insights from leagues all around the world, including Serie A, EFL, and all UEFA competitions, both men's and women's, don't forget to sign up for Paramount+.